whether they are a real human being with a soul or not, unless they literally cut them open. Is it possible that people who are making a difference in the world, like Kerry Cassidy, Bill Ryan, you, any of the Project Whistleblowers, me, or anybody out there who is trying to wake people up and is doing a damn good job of it and making a difference, is it possible that we could be replaced? And before I have you answer, there is a story that I have heard about John Lennon and his accident, and it's possible that he was replaced by somebody else because the fact that that has to do with the whole LSD thing, and that they weren't able to mind control people, and they really opened up their mind to the true nature of reality, and that all matter is merely energy condensed into a slow vibration. And I'm going to leave you with that. So you got 10 minutes, and then or actually about 7 or 8 minutes, and then I'll play a song.
Wow. Well, well, first of all, you had mentioned about, a doctor cutting into a soulless being and being able to tell. That's not necessarily true. They have made very far advancements with the fourth generation super soldier, which a lot of them were either of a clone or biomechanical, and then you go into fifth generation, which is completely cybernetic. Yes, those ones to an extent you could tell, but with these soulless beings, with these robot clones, I mean, they have all the parts inside. What they lack is really a soul. They lack the conscious. They are completely downloaded, and we have supercomputers in underground facilities that have this capability, artificial intelligence that do so. So, that's tricky area. It really is. I mean, they're very, very smart. The problem is, and I've said this before, the global elite, yes, they are smart, but they do have some friends of theirs who are quite smarter who have helped them along the way. Here's the problem. The global elites are so, really, there's arrogance in there, and there's also fighting within the global elite. Everyone don't believe, for some of your listeners, if they may think this, that they all get along all the time. There's a constant fight for the head of the table, but they when it comes down to it, they're not going to let us see it. They do fear us. They absolutely fear us. They fear us because they see what's happening. They know that people are advancing quickly, not just on the physical DNA level, but on the psychic DNA level. More and more children are being born that can, kids that are a year old that are literally looking at a book and able to write down the letters they see. Kids that are a year and a half, they're learning how to read. This is really happening. This has been documented. This goes back to, and just a really small part of it, with the Gulf of Aden. Whatever's happening there, they don't want us to know about it. Is it something bad that's happening? Are they having their friends coming down? Or is it a Stargate portal, and we have some people who care about this Earth coming down, and they don't want us to know? Either way, they're running out of time. And they know it, because the ETs that control them have told them, you have to accomplish this by this time. If you don't, we are going to interfere. And that is the last thing they want to do. It's all the more reason why the FEMA camps are coming out, the pandemics. They want the population down to 500 million. This is all very much real, everybody, and it's really happening. But they are already way behind on their agenda, and that's why they're running scared right now, and that's why they've picked up the pace.
And, you just ran into one of those questions that I had previously thought about asking you about some of the coffins and some of these trains that they got going on in these FEMA camps that supposedly are happening in underground bases where they want to keep people and all these things. What's your point of view on that? I mean, we don't have much time left here, and I do want to leave people with a positive vibe, but that's going to happen in the second hour. For those of you who are interested in hearing that, please stay tuned. Stay in the chat room. Talk amongst yourself and network, and try and come up with some good questions, and we'll try to cover those in the second hour between me and Aaron, and hopefully that all works out right. But what is your opinion on some of those theories?
Let me just say this real quick. For everyone that's in the chat room, please stay in the chat room, because there are some people in the chat room that I know personally who are very knowledgeable of the things that I've spoken about tonight, and it would do you some good to keep chatting with them for the next hour. Now, as far as the FEMA thing goes, that's a really long topic that I can get into, because I have witnessed some events within the past 4 or 5 months, and have spoken with some people who are what are labeled as ticket holders to the dumps, people that actually have their pass, their ticket to when things really go haywire. They have their ticket that they can show, and they go down to the deep underground military bases where everything will be saved for them. So, that topic I'm more than happy, but, we're running out of time in this first hour, so let me just say this real quick. How much time do I got?
I'll give you 3 minutes, and I want to start. I may cut you off with a minute remaining. You got about 2 minutes. I want to play a song right at the end there.
You got it, bud. I'm going to wrap this up in 2 minutes. Everybody that's listening, listen, I say this all the time. There's 2 basic emotions, love and hate. The global elite is feeding on your hate. They do that through fear, guilt, shame, and much, much more. No matter how aggravated you get during the day, no matter how frustrated you get, and believe me, I know this world is frustrating, always try to express love, even if you only do it once a day, because I'm telling you, this cosmic, people say it's a world, that the collective consciousness is global. Well, I'm telling you, it is not just global, it is galactic, and we are ascending. We may not be seeing it like, we're not turning into light and shooting up in the sky, but we are ascending. We're ascending in our mind. We're ascending physically. So remember, love, not hate.
All right, thanks, Aaron. I'm going to play a quick song. For those of you who are still around, please stick around the chat room. I'm going to bring Aaron on and do some one-on-one discussion. That hour will be available. So I'm sorry I couldn't get to more calls. I'm going to play a song here, and then, Aaron, you just give me a call back. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate all the love and support, and thank you, Aaron, for doing what you're doing.
Thank you, and maybe we'll plan for another show here in the near future.
Right on, cool. Welcome everybody to the second hour here. Again, I just want to mention that I never set out to be a radio host, and I never anticipated to have the success that I'm having thanks to people like Aaron and Dave Corso and Miriam and all the guests that have joined me, including Dr. Bill Deagle. I just want to say that hour right there was the best radio I've heard in a long time, and I was part of that, and I feel great about it. And Aaron, I know there's people in the chat room who probably have questions, and they're going to be listening to the second half of the show, and maybe we can get to some of those questions. I know you got someone there with you to help you out with that.
Let me just remind Eleni, if you get questions on the chat room, can you ask them to me? Yeah, definitely. And you can would you let them know that I'll take questions for this hour? Okay, yeah, so we'll go for that.
And Aaron, how do you do it? How do you have a positive frame of mind for these people who are hearing your story? And I'm right there with you. I don't know as much information as you know, I'm sure. But again, we're all part of this process of learning. And when I know how it is, when you know as much information that you know, and people don't want to hear it or people don't understand it, how do you get through, man? It's not easy to go day by day and to continue to struggle on and to keep giving a positive message to these people. What do you do for yourself? Do you meditate, or what do you do to stay focused and to stay in that centeredness where inspiration lies?
Well, let me tell you just a little story about me and about something that will give you and everyone that listens to this tomorrow a better understanding of who I am. When I was basically tossed a wayside, and